In this episode, we continue all things 70s by taking a look at some of the grooviest rides for your 70s action figures. So, stick around. Dorks and Dorkettes, and welcome to Nostalgia Syndrome. My name is Rob, and in this episode we are continuing our 70s coverage by celebrating 70s September here at the channel. Now, for this episode, we will be doing rad rides of the 70s, but I guess it would be more apropos to say far out rides or groovy rides or something like that. But just to keep for continuity's sake, this is the Raddest Rides of the 70s. Now, a quick note on the criteria of what I deem a rad ride for action figures are vehicles or other accessories like a vehicle that can accommodate the action figure. That means either sitting in it, riding on it, standing on it, whatever. But it has to be made specifically for an action figure to use it. I mean, there are a lot of cool vehicles out there that went with different toy lines, but they weren't made for the toy to actually get in and operate. So, like I said, just a small note on the criteria. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to number one. Our first vehicle comes from Kenner in the year 1974, and I was quite surprised that this toy line existed because I'd never heard of it before. After doing a little bit of research, I found out it kind of has a meme-y quality to it because the main toy in the toy line, his name is Scout Steve, and this is the Boy Scouts toy line. The vehicle is the Pathfinder. Now, I was a Boy Scout, and I think during a certain time frame of my life, I probably would have enjoyed having these toys. Now, the Pathfinder is an awesome yellow Jeep with a winch on the front, 2 seats for Scout Steve and either the Cub Scouts or Scout Bob to travel along with him. It also comes with a trailer hitch with a canoe and different accessories that you need on a canoe trip out in the wilderness. Now, the thing that really shocked me about this toy line is it's relatively cheap out on the open market. I mean, if you really want to collect the Boy Scouts toy line, I think you could do it for a pretty cheap amount of money, and that's very surprising. I mean, I feel like if this was from the 80s, it would have a astronomical price tag to it. But since it's the 70s and Boy Scouts, like I said, you can get the whole Pathfinder vehicle and canoe, the whole shebang, for a song and a dance. Our second far out ride comes from Fisher-Price in the year 1979, and this is part of the Adventure People's toy line. This is the Landspeed Racer. Now, this awesome little vehicle accommodates one driver that pulls apart and he slides into a cockpit. Very cool. I mean, at this time period, we were having people trying to set records left and right for land speed, and I think this toy kind of encapsulates that movement in pop culture. Now, the adventure people were probably a lot of our first 3 3/4 inch action figures. That and Star Wars. But the adventure people vehicle that I had, the Lunar Rover, was a stand-in for many of my G.I. Joe and Star Wars adventures. And I can see this Landspeed racer being just like that. I mean, it's realistic yet science fiction enough that it could fit perfectly with your Star Wars. And the same goes for your G.I. Joe figures. I mean, this is an awesome little vehicle, and it goes for a very fair price, kind of like Scout Steve and his Pathfinder. So maybe we've found a trend of very affordable 70s toys to collect. Who knows? Our third vehicle comes from Hasbro in the year 1975. Now, throughout the 70s, G.I. Joe kind of took a backseat and became the adventure team. Gone was the military motif of G.I. Joe, and it was replaced with just adventures. Jungle adventures, Arctic adventures, undersea adventures, what have you. But what kind of filled that niche were the Defenders figures. Now, these were a more retro war toy. World War II. I mean, Vietnam still very fresh in 1975, so I don't think a lot of people were rushing out to buy war toys because of that. But if you were a war collector, World War II toys were probably a little bit more of a distant past that you didn't have a problem collecting it. Anyway, this is the Iron Knight tank. This thing is massive because it accommodates a like 12-inch G.I. Joe figure. G.I. Joe styled figure. Sorry, these are the Defenders. Now, yes, when you actually see the tank with the figure inside of it, it's not to scale. Definitely not. Because, I mean, he just is kind of standing in there and he looks almost as big as the tank. But still very awesome. And this is definitely the most expensive toy on this list. And I can see why, because it's big. I mean, it's a big honking piece of plastic. It is an awesome recreation of a tank. And yeah, with that scale difference, I wouldn't be surprised if your 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe figures would fit inside and be a lot more comfortable behind the wheel, or sticks, what have you. Anyway, this would be a great collector's piece, but like I said, super expensive. Our fourth vehicle isn't really a vehicle at all. It's a horse, and that horse's name was Dagger. Dagger was released by Marx in 1978 for the Ready Gang toy line. The Ready Gang was an Old West themed toy line, and Dagger was the horse of the Sundown Kid, which I assume is the hero of the toy line. Sundown Kid looks pretty cool. I like his multicolored poncho and everything. Looks like a cool cat. Now, you could get Dagger separate or as a 2-pack with the Sundown Kid. Now, as far as horses go, Dagger seems to be pretty cool. He is fully articulated with his legs being movable and his head. So I think that's a step above a lot of the other horse-related toys that were released in the time period, which were kind of static. Now, a fully articulated horse of this scale, which the Marx figures were usually around the Mego size, so, I mean, he's a nondescript horse. He could fit into any Playtime universe for your Megos. I mean, you could Incredible Hulk, slap a cowboy hat on him, put him on Dagger, and off he goes. Or bust out your Star Trek figures and have Spock ride out into the open range with Dagger. I mean, it's a pretty nice little horse, and maybe that's why it's commanding a pretty high price point. Now, I know Marx is a beloved toy company with toy collectors, so maybe that's why he's super expensive, or maybe it's because it was a rarity. I'm not really sure either way, but if you want to add Dagger to your toy collection, it's definitely going to cost you. Our fifth and final Raddest Rides of the 70s is the Baja Beast for the Big Jim toy line, released by Mattel in 1976. Now, Big Jim was kind of Mattel's answer to G.I. Joe's Adventure Team. Big Jim, another dude that just loved to go on adventures, had really cool accessories, and a ton of awesome vehicles. Now, the Baja Beast is huge. I mean, you get a full-size truck with a camper attachment, and it comes with all the different accessories that he'll need while camping. What was so surprising about this is I found a lot of collectors have it, but there were no listings out on the market. So it's kind of unknown where this Baja Beast of a toy actually ranks among collectors when dealing with price. I mean, this is a huge toy, and I think that if I could have found some listings, they'd probably be pretty pricey. Now, there was another version, an all-black version, and it went by a different name. I just can't remember it right now. I'll pop it down here while editing. But that one I could find a lot of. But this Baja Beast version, I couldn't find a lot of it. So maybe it's a rarity. Maybe it's just one of those things that when people finally get their hands on them, they're not selling them, what have you. But Big Jim, very interesting toy line. And yes, it's a known fact that the Tiger from the Big Jim line became Battle Cat for the Masters of the Universe toy line in the 80s. So yeah, Big Jim's got a really cool tie to 80s toys, and yeah, it just seems like a very solid toy line. Okay folks, that was a look at 5 of the raddest, grooviest, far-out rides of 1970s action figure toys. And yeah, again, like I said last time, I'm really recouping from this foot injury. Good news is I won't need surgery, but yeah, I'm still in a ton of pain because we got some broken bones here, but they're just so small and so fragmented that they said there's nothing we can really do but let nature run its course and it heal on its own. So yep, just powering through the pain. So if this episode seems quick or disjointed or just not as good as usual, blame the pain, because that's what I'm going to be doing. But anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed this look at 70s vehicles for 70s action figures. I've been having a ton of fun just researching 70s toys, and I mean, it's not that far removed from the 80s, but I still feel like I'm treading water and learning new things, and it's really fun. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this or any of the episodes YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.